Picture yourself standing in front of the mirror, pulling your hair back with both hands, trying to picture yourself with it short, and having absolutely no idea which way to go. You're not indecisive, you're asking the wrong question. Almost everyone frames this as Bob versus Pixie, like it's a coin flip. It's not. There's a real answer for your face, your hair, and what looks younger actually means after 60. And it's not the one most stylists lead with. Here's what's actually riding on this decision. The wrong shortcut for your face and hair type doesn't just look not great. It can genuinely add years, because short hair has nowhere to hide a cut that fights your features. The right one does the opposite. It can visibly soften your face in a single haircut. No products required. And there's a twist coming at round 4. The one that actually decides which looks younger, that has almost nothing to do with length. We'll get there. Welcome back to Style After 60, where we make getting dressed and getting your hair done simple, flattering, and completely current. If straight answers on real style questions are your thing, the subscribe button is right there. Let's get into it. Round 1. Which one actually flatters your jawline? I get why this is confusing, because the advice online is contradictory. Half the articles say pixies are only for delicate features, the other half say bobs are safer for everyone. Neither is quite right. Here's the actual mechanism. A bob, cut anywhere from chin to collarbone, adds visual length and softens a strong or square jaw by drawing a line alongside it, essentially framing the jaw in fabric-like hair instead of exposing it directly. A pixie does the opposite. It exposes the jawline and neck completely, which is stunning on an oval or heart-shaped face, but can emphasize width on a square or round face if it's cut without enough height on top to counterbalance. The fix is matching, not choosing. Square or round face. A bob with a slight angle, longer in front, gives you softening. Oval or heart-shaped face. A pixie with height and movement on top actually elongates and flatters beautifully. Round 1 goes to, it depends, genuinely, on your face shape, and for once, that's not a cop-out. It's the actual answer. Round 2, and I'll go quickly here. Which one works better with the hair you actually have, not the hair you had 30 years ago? Hair naturally loses some density and thickness with age. That's simply biology. True for nearly everyone. Nothing to do with how well you've cared for it. Here's the mechanism. Longer layers on fine hair, like in many bob cuts, can fall flat and look thin because there's more length for the same amount of hair to cover. A pixie, cut shorter and often with textured, choppy layers, creates the illusion of fullness because shorter hair naturally stands up and holds shape better with less density needed to fill it out. The fix, if your hair has thinned, a pixie with texture usually reads fuller and more voluminous than a bob on the same hair. If your hair is still thick and full, a bob has more than enough density to hold its shape beautifully. Round 2 goes to pixie, for most women whose hair has thinned, but it's genuinely close if yours hasn't. I had a client, I'll call her Marguerite, not her real name, who got a gorgeous pixie cut after seeing one in a magazine. I loved it for exactly 6 weeks. Then it grew out into an awkward, shapeless mess, and she gave up and grew it back long out of frustration. Round 3. Which one actually fits real life, not just the salon fresh photo? Here's the mechanism nobody mentions in the which cut is younger conversation. A pixie needs a trim roughly every 3 to 4 weeks to hold its shape. The whole style depends on precise, short lines that grow out fast. A bob has far more forgiveness. 6 to 8 weeks between cuts is completely normal, because the longer length simply looks like an intentional grown-out style rather than a lost shape. The fix is honesty about your actual schedule and budget. A pixie is a relationship with your stylist. A bob is closer to a monthly check-in. Round 3 goes to bob for anyone who can't commit to frequent trims, and there's no shame whatsoever in that being the deciding factor. This is the one. Round 4, and it's the actual answer to the question in the title. It's not bob versus pixie at all. It's movement versus stiffness. Here's what most people never realize. A stiff, blunt, heavily set bob, the kind sprayed into place and left completely still, ages a face more than either cut chosen correctly, because rigid, unmoving hair reads as older to the eye regardless of length. Meanwhile, a soft, textured pixie or a loosely layered, movement-friendly bob both read as younger, because movement mimics the natural bounce and softness we associate with youth. The mechanism is genuinely about texture and layering technique, not the length decision at all. A bob cut with soft, face-framing layers and some texturizing moves and softens exactly like a well-cut pixie does. A pixie cut too severely, with hard geometric lines and no softness, can look just as aging as a stiff bob. The fix: whichever length you choose, ask your stylist specifically for texture, movement, and soft face-framing pieces, not a rigid, uniform shape. Round 4. The real deciding round. Texture and movement beat length every single time. And this is the last one. Round 5. Which one gives you more options day to day? Here's the mechanism. A bob can be worn straight, waved, half up, tucked behind one ear, or even in a tiny low ponytail if it's long enough. It has genuine range across different occasions. A pixie, once cut, has fewer daily variations. It's largely styled the same way each day, with slight texture changes, though what it lacks in variety, it makes up for in speed. Most pixies take under 5 minutes to style. The fix is knowing your own priority. If you love having styling options for different occasions, the bob's range serves you better. If you'd rather spend 2 minutes on your hair each morning and be done, the pixie wins outright. Round 5 goes to bob for versatility, pixie for speed. Genuinely a personal priority call, not a beauty one. So here's the principle underneath all 5 rounds, the thing that actually answers which looks younger once and for all. It was never the length, texture, movement, and how well the cut is matched to your specific face shape and hair density. That's what reads as youthful. A perfectly matched pixie and a perfectly matched bob will look equally current, equally flattering, equally younger on the right person. The wrong version of either one will age you regardless of which word is on the salon ticket. The length was always the least important decision in the room. So here's where that leaves you. This was never really a battle between 2 haircuts. It was 5 separate questions: your face shape, your hair density, your real-life schedule, your styling priorities, and most of all, how much movement and texture your stylist builds in. Get those right, and the length becomes almost a formality. My friends, whichever one you choose, you're not choosing younger or older. You're choosing what actually fits you, and that's always going to look better than chasing a label. If this finally gave you a clear way to decide, give this video a like. It helps more women find a straight answer instead of another vague "it depends" article, and subscribe if you want more of this every week. Before you go, tell me in the comments, bob or pixie, and did this change your mind? I read every comment, and I genuinely love to know.